Good evening.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yep.
How you doing, sir? How you
All
doing
right.
today?
Doing great.
It's
Doing
good.
great in yourself.
I'm doing pretty good. How your weekend been?
Oh, good. Busy as always.
What shooting?
A little bit.
Or what you got coming down?
Say that one more time.
I said, what you got coming down the pipe? What you got coming new?
Um. Well, what did I shoot yesterday? Yesterday was for a production.
Mm-hmm.
Um. It was like an interracial um what you call a cougar video.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was pretty live though.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, cause it's all your videos is on point, bro. So people can understand this before we even introduce who he is. We'll get to that in a second. Is it okay to go by your name?
Go. Yeah. If they feel that way, then yes, of course.
Because the reason why I say this, because one, your long one thing, the high quality of the content that you put out is another. Plus, your resume of who you shot with is a who's who of this business. One of my favorite shoots, I got to say, was the one that you did with Hot Ass Hollywood. I think y'all was supposed to be running, jogging in the
Oh yeah.
woods or something.
In the park. In the park.
Yeah,
Yeah. Hotter in the park. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that shit was smoking, man. Tell me, how did y'all come up with that?
So I usually just come up with some ideas, and
Mm-hmm.
then sometimes I will probably base them off of some past things that happened in my life, or
Uh,
like way past. I've
mm-hmm.
had a lot of adventures. So
Mm-hmm.
that one, it just how did I come up with that shit? I just it just popped in my head. I smoked a blunt and then put it together. I had the idea a couple of days before. It was a collaboration shoot.
Yeah.
So, I put some of the idea down and we make it happen.
Yeah, 'cause I just like the little detail, the attention to detail. Just like when she had her ass turned to you, you look behind, looked at her ass like, oh shit. Okay, yeah, we can
What?
start running. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, no. What? No. So what happens in the video? I had just got kicked out. So
Mm-hmm.
I was in the park on the phone arguing with my ex. So when I
Mm-hmm.
was on the phone, that's when she walked by. So
Okay.
then I just walked up behind her and I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" And the whole situation goes down that she dropped her wedding ring in her in
Mm-hmm.
her um in her garbage disposal, and she
Oh.
and she couldn't get her hand in there to get it. So she was like, "Hey,
Yeah.
can you do me a favor?" I was like, "Yeah, for sure." And she was like, "Come back and get my wedding ring out the garbage disposal."
Yes, man. I love that scene out this piece, man. I've been seeing you for years, bro. Like I can sit and say you, Richard Man, Prince Joshua, the guys that I looked up to in this business. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Age bracket, what you was doing on a certain level as a male talent was online with those guys. And I always watched your movements and stuff. I even loved your music.
I
You know what I'm saying?
appreciate it.
I saw the performance. We going to get to all that. Let me do the particulars so we can get this thing going. Okay, sir?
Uh-huh.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Smokers Lounge here on Anchor, the perfect app for anyone who's trying to start their own podcast career. All you got to do is download the Anchor app or go to Anchor profile. You can monetize your episodes immediately and get distributed to all the major platforms, and it's for free. That's right, people, for free. You ain't got to pay a dime, and you can make money. So go to anchor.fm or download the app on your phone. I'm your host, Kavanaugh the Southern Champ, aka the Porn Rap Star. Y'all know what it is. Go to allmylinks.com/porn rap star to find my music, my porn, and follow me on social media. Go to allmylinks.com/porn rap star to find me everywhere with one link. And we're also sponsored by I'm talking about lsworld.com. Go there today, get yourself a profile. Mingle with kink-minded people like yourself and even find events in your area you might could attend to start your journey into the lifestyle. And we are the proud member, and I repeat the word proud member of GW. God dang, I'm sorry. The GW District Black Podcast Network. I'm talking about multiple podcasts that gives you the black experience. Plus, while you're there, you can get some shopping done. I'm talking about fashion. I'm talking about beauty. I'm talking about health. I'm talking about masks. I'm talking about books, jewelry. You name it, you got your choice from over 500 black retailers. And if you're a black retailer, go over there and go ahead and get yourself a profile and start making money today and selling your products. So go to shopgwdistrict.com, buy black, support black businesses, build the black economy so we can create generational wealth. Now I'm about to shut up and let this legendary GOAT status Dick tell you who he is.
I am Shaundam, that simple self-made porn star, um, entrepreneur, amongst other things. Taste of musician, and all around just trying to keep it real.
Mm-hmm. Now, with your music background, you were doing music before you got into this? Before you got into porn?
I was doing music before porn, yeah.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. So how many albums you dropped?
We did, let me see. Wow. It was actually a cassette tape. So
Mm-hmm.
it was a single cassette tape. The first one, we did a single cassette tape. And
Mm-hmm.
then I think I did about two or three of those. And then we
Mm-hmm.
stepped it up to albums. I'm talking about wax. So then I
Mm-hmm.
did we did an album on wax. And this
Mm-hmm.
was like whew, way, way back in the day.
Yeah. When
And
you
and
said
then
albums, I know.
what's up?
I said you said
Uh
albums and tapes. That yeah, wax and tapes.
yeah.
You did.
So then I came around and dropped a CD, and I think
Mm-hmm.
that was like our first CD. That was it was called Paraffin. The name of the group was Paraphernalia,
Mm-hmm.
and the name of the CD was Possession of Cells.
Mm-hmm.
That unfortunately that CD is not available
Mm-hmm.
on on the music platforms. It is on what you call it, SoundCloud.
Okay.
So it is
Okay.
available on SoundCloud. Uh, what link it is up if it's under? If you look under I think you would have to look under Scam One. I think
Mm-hmm.
SCAM dash
Mm-hmm.
ONE. I
Mm-hmm.
think you could find it that way. That album,
Mm-hmm.
but it's so old, and I threw it up like when I first like found it somewheres, and I had a scratch version of it, so I was able to put that up. But on another note, I stopped doing music because at that time back then it was no real avenues to do music. So the
Yeah.
internet was just coming around, and all the music artists was like, "Oh no, we losing money." So, but I on the at the same time, I was on the internet like, "Damn, they got porn on here," and instantly I was like, "I can make money doing this." So I just started looking for ways to make money doing that, and that happened faster than the music, way faster.
Yeah. Yeah, same here. That's why I shifted myself from you to the point. I was like, well, damn, motherfuckers is quicker to buy the damn me fucking the chick than they would me rapping about fucking one.
Right, right.
Crazy. So how did you transition? Like, what did you do to transition to the porn business?
Well, my first steps was to try to find some companies that would shoot me. And
Mm-hmm.
then that was like almost like that's not finna happen. That's like no,
Mm-hmm.
that's not finna go. So
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, shit. And this was actually before I went to the internet. I called
Mm-hmm.
a couple of agencies, but one of them I called, I forgot the name of it. It was in Hollywood,
Mm-hmm.
and I talked to the dude, and he told me, he said that it's probably gonna be. He was cool. He just gave me the straight up. He said it's
Yeah.
probably gonna be real hard for you to get work.
Mm-hmm.
Probably you probably won't be able to unless you bring some hot girls with you.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, all right, well that makes sense. So after I
Mm-hmm.
got off the conversation with him, I was like, well, why in the fuck I gotta take the hot girls over there to him when I could just go get me a camera and shoot them myself?
Mm-hmm.
So at this point and at this decision at this point in time, I had no experience with
Mm-hmm.
with using a camera.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of picking it up and filming my homeboys breakdancing on the floor with one of them big ass cameras. You
Mm-hmm.
know, So I knew how to push record. So then I say, okay, well, let me make sure my game is tight. So I went to the community college and
Mhm.
I took all the damn classes. I took video, audio, web design, like
Mhm.
whatever I needed, I took it. And at the same time, I was doing my thing.
Mhm.
So from the music to the porn industry, it was kind of like going to the internet, and both of them were there. So
Mhm.
it wasn't that big of a change because I was doing
Mhm.
some of the design stuff a little bit before I mentioned, for
Mhm.
the music stuff. I was trying to build
Mhm.
a website for I wanted to make beats and sell them online. So I had a
Mhm.
website with Black Beat Market, and it was
Mhm.
cool. I went to class, made that site and everything, but wasn't nothing happened. As soon
Mhm.
as I took those skills and invested more time in what I was doing, learned how to shoot, at least some video that's well lit, then
Mhm.
I started making money like the next in 2 months,
Mhm.
like real money, like pay the rent
Mhm.
money, like buy a car
Mhm.
money. So I was like, oh shit, I like this. So then I went I went full force. I say, okay, making sure I was doing it legit from the get go, making sure I had my
Mhm.
correct paperwork from the
Mhm.
get go. That's why the first scene I ever shot, I still sell it because I have
Mhm.
all the model releases, I have all the IDs. Even
Mhm.
though that shit was years ago, you probably don't even need it no more. But I still have
Mhm.
all my paperwork.
Mhm.
So, you know, once I started doing that, I looked for places where I could make the money.
Mhm.
So once you got the content, start looking for the place to make the money. So my
Mhm.
thing was I do research, and I've been researching before Google and all that. I would go on
Mhm.
the internet, I would search around all the porn websites, and all of them had an email address at the bottom.
Mhm.
All of them had contact information. So that's all I would do every day, every
Mhm.
single day. I would say, I got some videos, I want to sell them to you. Every
Mhm.
single day, every day. That's what I did for a
Mhm.
long ass time. Till one day, some dude hit me back and he said, well, let me see what you got. So I showed him, and he was like, okay, I'm interested. Shoot me some stuff. And he would pay me, he paid me, what was it, $500
Mhm.
for 15 minutes
Mhm.
worth of video, boy girl video.
Mhm.
So, and it didn't matter if it was the same model. So I would get paid $2,000 for a whole tape because it was 60 minutes. So I would
Yeah.
just, but I would break it up into four different 15-minute scenes.
Mhm.
So, it was $2,000. So on top of that, and the other little stuff that I was shooting for people, that added to that, and that was steady. And then sometimes he ordered twice as much. So that was
Mhm.
steady money right there.
Mhm.
So I'm DJing at the strip club. I'm living in Los Angeles, California at the time. DJing
Mhm.
at the strip club, going to school. Doing I had like I had no time where I went to sleep and doing all this. So I was like, all right, you know what? It's time for me to go somewhere where rent's a little bit cheaper, and everything. So my
Mhm.
first move, I fucking packed my shit up and moved to Vegas. Oh, wait a minute. Before I tell you that part, I
Okay.
I met this dude. We were discussing shooting porn because I used to always try to get information from people. So he
Mhm.
was in I think a group, a Yahoo group
Mhm.
or something about shooting porn. He had put up. So I started talking to him, and he was getting ready to go from the East Coast to Las Vegas to work for
Mhm.
this company. It was a porn company, and
Mhm.
basically they were a distributor, an online distributor. So he was like, "I could get you a job." So I was like, "Okay, that sounds good." I quit my three jobs over here, and I'm almost done with school. So I went out there. He was already at working when I went, and I talked to the dude, that owned the company, and he was like,
Mhm.
"Yeah, he was Italian dude, Vietnam veteran."
Mhm.
So he talked real loud and a whole lot of cuss words, and he was from Boston.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah.
yeah, he talked real loud with a lot of cuss words. But he was like, yeah, I get your job, this and that, and I was like, all right, cool. So got my shit together. He told me a date to come, and when I came, he was like, oh shit, I can't hire you right now. So basically, I came out here in Vegas. I had a little bit of bread on me or whatever, and I had no job, but I had a place.
Mhm.
I had my apartment and everything with no
Mhm.
furniture. So
Mhm.
I did what I only thing I could do. I still had that one income that was coming from the dude every month.
Mhm.
So I just took my camera skill and went to work. And then from there, it's a whole another long story, but
Mhm.
that's basically how it kind of got
Mhm.
to the beginning, to the
Mhm.
beginning stages. But
Cool. So shoot. So before that, you was what shooting with girls was like from the club. Where was you getting your girls at the time?
wherever, wherever,
Okay.
like nah, my first shoot was a girl I met on a party line.
I remember the party lines, man.
Yeah, but you know what the crazy part about it is that
Mhm.
she was already a porn star,
Cool.
right? So
Damn.
she didn't really help me with no information or nothing like that, but she had
Mhm.
done porn before and out in LA, like a couple of them.
Mhm. Mhm.
So she kind of yeah, she didn't give me no information on how to shoot none,
Mhm.
but she already had experience at doing it. But she was like young, so she didn't have too much experience. She just knew like you supposed to push record and suck a fuck. So,
Mhm.
but like yeah, that was the first place outside
Mhm.
of like some exes or something like that.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. So as you started filming, and you were gaining experience as a talent, when do you start getting in your groove as far as learning the angles, learning to be a professional talent to the level that you are now?
Um, well, I'll tell you the first stuff I shot wasn't that shit was kind of shit, but I mean, and it's just because of the equipment that I was using. Like when
Hmm.
I'm talking about first, like my first 15 videos, but I still made $2,000 for an hour worth of
Hmm.
videos on those
Hmm.
shitty videos.
Hmm.
But I say like after I went to school, not cause when I came to Vegas, I went to school for actual video production. When I was in LA, I went for editing, like the behind the computer stuff. I didn't do any
Hmm.
lighting classes or any of that. But when I came out to
Hmm.
Vegas, that's when I took lighting and actual hands on the camera video production.
Hmm.
So then that's when I was like, oh, okay, shit, I could make a motherfucking movie.
Hmm.
Cause I did actually, like, and when I took the class, we made
Yeah.
movies and shit. So
Mhm.
like,
Most definitely. So, with it, with that being said, you being in the business for as long as you've been and the longevity you have, speak to the changes of the business because it's funny when people hear you talking, they don't realize how hard it was to get into the business back then compared to now. So, speak to the changes.
oh yeah, well now, I mean, but here's the thing. Get in the business is like, what do you mean? You mean start an OnlyFans page? Because if you start
Hmm.
an OnlyFans page, you ain't in the business.
Thank you.
You just got an OnlyFans page, and that's all. And if you think, oh, I'm just gonna have an OnlyFans page and do my thing, then no, because there's a whole lot more than just having an OnlyFans page. And then
Hmm.
people is listening and they built the OnlyFans page and nothing is happening because they built one and they thought like, well, I'm put on my videos up here and make hella money. Well, you probably
Hmm.
realize there's a whole lot more than just building the page. And that's another thing. Like going to school is good because I know one thing when I went, I took an e-commerce class. And e-commerce has changed since I took this class, but the teacher told me one thing. If you build it, they will come. It's not true. That is not true when it comes to the internet. If
Oh
you
no.
build it, you gotta go get them.
Yeah.
You gotta go get them. Just
And a
because
lot of
you
people
put
don't
it there on
understand
the
that.
internet, yeah, it's just because you put it there on the internet and and it's accessible to everybody.
Hmm.
You gotta go get them, and then
Hmm.
you gotta go get the ones that's gonna spend the money on you.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because you might go get them and get traffic. You say, "Well, I'm getting traffic," but nobody's buying because they don't want
Hmm.
what you got, and
Hmm.
that's it. And don't get discouraged and think, "Oh, people ain't no." It's just that it ain't that. simple
Easy.
as of getting in the industry. It's more than it's the behind the camera, it's the front of the camera, it's the post production, it's the
Mm-hmm.
after you got the video. What do I do with it?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, because people don't realize even on set, the things we got to go through on set, that is not that easy. It's not that cut and dry. You deal with sometimes not be able to get hard. You sometimes not be able to get the cum shot. You deal with the cameraman in your face, the air conditioner being off. Speak to what we have to deal with as male talents on camera that these guys don't understand.
yeah, all that what you said.
Yeah.
So it's everything. Like
Yeah.
it ain't just you in the bedroom with a girl or whatever with your mate or nothing. It's not that. It's you in a
Mm-hmm.
room with cameras, with people telling you when to stop, when to go. Hold up,
Mm-hmm.
let's take a break. And it's you and your mentality trying to say, don't nut right now, keep my dick
Mm-hmm.
hard. Okay, we're gonna take a break, but now I gotta come back, and be right back hard the way I was like this. And then especially if you ain't cool with the female talent, like you ain't really feeling her, or female not feeling well, for the male to the female it's a little bit harder. So it's
Yeah.
like, you know, it's that whole so I would say everything. Then you got like me,
Mm.
it smells. If I smell
Yeah.
something,
You
like
off.
yep, if I smell
Same way.
something, like if it's too hot and if I smell something, I mean it didn't have to
Mm,
be I don't know what,
mm,
but like it's just I can't even tell you what it smells, but it could be any kind of smell that is just like a fucked up smell. If I smell something
mhm,
that throw me off, I gotta take a break, smoke a blunt or something.
mhm.
Because yeah, it smells is like, and that's in real life too. I can't deal with it.
Yeah.
And I'm not
Yeah.
talking about body. I'm not talking about body odor smell. Not that.
It can be just the room. It can be just the room, the heat in the room, just the
Some
you just
yeah,
don't
just
smell.
any some other kind of bad smell. And I'm not saying like any kind of smell coming from female or nothing like that. Just
Mhm,
any. Yeah, it could be a smell from room. It could be a smell from the my partner I'm working with. It could be a smell from the fucking cameraman. But if
mhm,
there's a fucking smell, it'll throw me off, and I'll be like, fuck, like
mhm.
all the way off. It'll be like, nigga, no, nothing's happening right now.
Let me take a break, bro.
Yeah, turn the fan on, open the door, and let's get some
Yeah,
air.
most definitely.
Oh yeah, but yeah,
So
it's
we
definitely yeah. Go ahead.
no
I'm
go
done.
ahead. No, go ahead with you. Go
No,
ahead and finish what you were saying. My bad.
no, I say so. Most definitely, it gets super hot, and and don't ever think that if you are there and you get hot, you can't say stop. But remember, if you stop, you got to be able to take your break and come back and go.
Yeah.
And if you sweaty and hot, then some
Mhm,
people can. Some people
mhm,
that's what separates the amateurs from the professionals. Because if you're doing it
yeah.
on an amateur set, then you're pretty much a control of what's going on.
Mhm,
So you don't have to pretty much worry about too many people, too many smells, too many cameras, too many like stops
yeah.
and goes. Maybe the model's like, wait a minute, I need lube, I need a break. So maybe she needs 20 minutes.
Mhm,
So then you got a break
mhm,
from that. So
mhm. Yeah, most definitely. So, with that being said, because us being male talents and our difficulties, what do you say to guys who feel because a lot of I tell motherfuckers because we're professional, do not be afraid to take a pill to help
no,
you if you need to, or do what you need to do to stay hard because our job is to stay hard on that set. So,
mhm.
speak to guys who might be ashamed to do it. That is not that bad of an idea, especially if you need it. That's just my opinion.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this: you ain't gonna be ashamed as when your dick don't work on a fucking movie set,
Amen.
because the producer gonna give you one. They
Mm-hmm.
gonna have something for you most of the time, and
Mm-hmm.
especially if you're already deep into the scene, they ain't no going home like you finna do something.
Yeah.
They'll tie a popsicle stick to your dick or something. But we finna make this shit work. You throw what my said, that's how we like something finna happen. But
Yeah.
yeah, but first and foremost, I say just like any kind of business, this is kind of like you gotta be like an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
So so you gotta kind of train. And
Mm-hmm.
like I said, it's different than your normal life.
Mm-hmm.
In your normal life, you ain't really fucking standing up with one fucking leg on a chair, for
Mm-hmm.
20 minutes. until they get the right angle and the right footage, for doggy style pumping at full speed. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, treat your porn stardom as an athlete does. Train, drink right, eat right. Like if you do those things, if you drink a lot of water, you eat right like a like somebody that's trying to do a physical job,
Mm-hmm.
then that's gonna make it easier for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then before you take steps to like, pills and stuff like that, there's other stuff that you can do too.
Mm-hmm.
It comes with eating right. So if all else
Mm-hmm.
fails, then go that route.
Mm-hmm.
But if you haven't had problem in the beginning, right, when you just getting started, then you probably that's like you're not making it through the police academy.
Yeah,
You could go be you could
basically.
be a you could be a security guard or do some fetish content or something. But
Mm-hmm.
like like if you're already trying to push it while you make it through the door, don't embarrass
Mm-hmm.
yourself. Like I said, don't try the professional route. Try the amateur route where you're in control.
Mm-hmm. I tell anybody when you go Hollywood, you better have your mind right because the way they shoot is way different.
Yeah,
Way
and
different.
and
Way more professional. And I
and you
commend you, my brother. I could do
yeah,
it.
and you'll get on set, and sometimes it's a rush. It ain't friendly. It ain't laid back. It ain't
Mhm,
like you going in with your friends and having a blunt. Ain't time for
mhm,
that. This is
mhm,
real action. People got thousands of dollars on the line. When
mhm,
they're making these movies, especially on some of these sets on these big companies.
mhm. So you being on the big set, on set.
I mean, what I do is totally different.
Hmm.
What I do is totally different. I try to keep it still amateur. If like on my set, if I'm not shooting it myself with a tripod and multiple angles, and then I have one cameraman.
Hmm.
And I have a couple of camera people that I've like trained, because they
Hmm.
want to get in the business. So I've trained them on how to use the camera.
Hmm.
And I've seen the stuff they did from what I showed them how to do, and I know they know how to shoot like I would shoot.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I usually go to those are my go-to people. I go to one of them too,
Hmm.
outside of some other local cameraman that I will hire.
Hmm. Most
But that's
definitely.
another thing. You gotta. It's a whole lot of bunch of planning. Like I said, if you just want to do something with you and your phone, then that's
Mm-hmm.
okay. But you're gonna have to have some good skills. You and your phone shooting back shots all day ain't gonna
Yeah.
win. Ain't gonna pay
No.
your rent. That might get you some likes and some comments and some followers, but
Mm.
you're gonna have to do much more than that. There's a lot of
Yeah.
mentality and what goes behind the video that you make. It's not just all visual.
Mm.
Just something that people want to see. They want to feel a certain way. They want to be controlled. Some of them want to be
Mm.
led this way. Some of them people want to be able to feel like it's them. So you got to know how to shoot however you want to do it, even if it's with a fucking the Obama phone. You know, it's, but you have to know if you get good, it's not, it could be
Yeah.
jumpy, but if it's a good
Yeah.
story, if it's a good story and if it's something that somebody wants to watch, then it doesn't matter. Because like I said, I still
Mm.
sell some of my first videos, and those were shot
Mm.
on who knows what, like not even
Yeah.
like yeah, like some way cheap ass shit, and I can't believe people still buy it.
Yeah. They'll buy it. They don't give a damn at the
Yeah.
time. But what I like about you is that your stuff does tell a story, and you make a point to tell a story, whether it's a straight fuck scene or you have a skit. How much you pay attention to detail of telling the story with the physical movements, not just the words.
Um, repeat that again. You lost me.
Okay. Let's put it this way: when you do your scenes, and this is just my personal observation, your scenes tell the story, whether they are with a skit at the beginning or just a straight fuck scene. You feel me?
Hmm.
By the
Hmm.
way you move, you bring a sensualness and a sexiness to it as a male talent. So I want you to speak to how much thought process you go into telling the story physically when you're doing the scene, and also making it sexy and appealing that not only men can watch it, but women can watch it and get into you. You get what I'm saying?
Well, that last part right there, I don't put no thought in that. That's just me. Like
Mm-hmm.
so, and then now as for my thought into the beginning on putting the scene together, like sometimes it take a minute, sometimes it don't. Sometimes I
Mm-hmm.
can be for because like if I put something together before a shoot, then it's
Mm-hmm.
big. That means I'll look for a location that matches my idea, and I
Mm-hmm.
look for a model that matches my idea. But if I got a model that wants to shoot content, and either one of us has a hotel room that they just booked, then I gotta go
Mm-hmm.
there. I gotta go
Mm-hmm.
there. I gotta look like
Mm-hmm.
and see what I got to work with, and then
Mm-hmm.
I say, okay. Then I say, okay. In my head, I look at her, look at the room, look at the area. Okay, why would we be in this room fucking right now? That ain't just we hooked up to shoot content to fuck. What
Mm-hmm.
other reason could it be? So
Mm-hmm.
what kind of outfit you got? Like, okay. And then as for the sensualness and sexiness of it, like that part just that comes with the acting.
Mm-hmm.
So it just has to be, within the people that are in front of the camera.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that you can't plan out, you know,
Yeah.
if everybody want to feel it. So,
Mm-hmm.
because there's been some scenes that I've done where I was just like, I'll be glad when this shit over.
I've been there too, bro. It's
Yeah. So
like I'm like, I need to do it quick. Sometimes I make
yeah,
myself do it quick to get the shit over with.
yeah.
Cause
But
I'm
then,
like,
it would be those scenes where I'm not in control of, where shit
yeah.
ain't working out. So I'm like, that's why I try not to do too much of that. I try to be
Mm-hmm.
in control of my stuff. I try to hire my own people and
Mm-hmm.
and and do my own thing most of the time.
Yeah, most definitely. For the guys that trying to break into this business, right? Because you have mastered the art of talking to ladies and getting them to do content trade. Okay. Give tips to some of these dudes to so they can understand how you're supposed to approach these women, especially women when you're trying to get top level girls, girls that have been in the business, how you should approach them when you initially hit them up to try to get work out of them.
Pam, 2 words.
Smoke.
Pay them. Pay them. Pay them.
Say it again.
Pay them the fee.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what you do. Because here's
Mm-hmm.
the thing. You can do content exchange. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And even if it's big models, you could do content exchange. But
Mm-hmm.
if you just starting out and you trying to figure it out,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta pay them. Especially if you don't have a name, and if you don't, and then because a lot of people say, well, how do I get a name? Well, you got to shoot with models. Well, how do I
Mm-hmm.
shoot with models? Well, you got the models that you could shoot with that you can find. And this is the number one thing right here. This is gonna be in my book. But if you are not getting pussy right now, then don't even come over to this side of don't come. Like
Preach, my brother, preach.
like
I've been
yeah,
said that, my brother. Go ahead.
yeah. If you can't just call up a female tonight to come over and get some
Mm-hmm.
pussy just on GP,
Mm-hmm.
then don't even involve yourself into this. Because
Oh no.
if you're not getting none right now, then this is not for you.
Yeah,
You
because
know.
because you want to be honest with it. When you're talking to the girls, you kind of macking them in many ways. Because
Yeah.
even if you're paying them, you still got to convince them to take the shoot because their whole thing is comfortability. And
Yeah.
our job as content producers to make them feel comfortable to say, "Fuck yeah, I work with you," whether you're paying me or content trade.
But before you even go for the bigger names, you have to go for the ones that doing the content trade that will work
Mm-hmm.
with you, and you might have to pay
Mm-hmm.
them too. You might
Mm-hmm.
have to tell them, okay, I'll pay for your test. And that's another
Yeah,
thing. Before you get started, you got to get tested.
yeah.
So, and that test lasts for two. And then if you now no doctor's test, you need to go get talent tested because you already falling off. You already ain't being professional. And if you're not being
Mm-hmm.
a professional, then you ain't gonna work with professionals.
Yeah.
So
I
you have
tell
to be
people,
professional.
yeah,
Yeah, you have
because
to
I
be
tell people,
professional if you want to work with the professionals.
Yeah. I tell people, if you want to play with the big dogs, you got to go by the big dog rules.
Hmm.
Hands down.
Exactly.
And
And it
and
ain't a cheap business to get into. Don't think, oh, I'm gonna get pussy. Everything's gonna be great. Like, no, I'm gonna be working. No, you have to pay. You
yeah,
have to pay for the talent. You have to pay for your tests. You have to pay, and the test is what shit, $400 a month now.
yeah, you ain't lying.
So if
Ain't
you ain't
lying.
working, you got to be serious before you jump into this. Now, if you want to go the
Yeah.
amateur route, then go ahead, go the amateur route, and
Hmm.
you should already know how to get models in front of your camera. If
Yeah.
you don't know how to do that, then
You
then
got
this is
problems.
not the yeah, this is not the job for you. This is like not like what or just do solo. You could do
Hmm.
solo videos and prove that you're consistent. Do
Hmm.
solo videos where it's a girl or guys. Do solo videos. Do that. Prove that you're consistent. Build a website with nothing but you doing solo videos. Shoot them
Hmm.
looking good, looking great, great lighting.
Hmm.
Not ashy, not in a dirty, fucked up looking room. Show that
Hmm.
to the models you want to work with. They don't give a
Yeah.
fuck. They just want to see what you're doing. Like they
Yeah.
just want to make sure that you ain't the person just saying, "Oh yeah, I want to get in the porn," just so you can come over there and fuck on them, and the
Hmm.
content's gonna be garbage and nothing. So you have to do something to prove yourself. You can't just say that, oh, they don't care about chains and blue eyes and none of that shit. They want to know a motherfucker that's gonna come put down for the content so they can get their only fan percentage to 0.011.
Hmm.
That's what people are working towards, and many vids money and all the other content, partners and
Hmm.
places you can go and get paid from. So you just be like, what they say, what the Mac say.
What?
You is
What?
yo, he say yo, wait, what the fuck? I don't even know fucking know. I know it's something like yo, wait, what the fuck? Man? We want to deal with quality. That's what I'm saying. Your quality is your product.
Yeah.
So if your product ain't quality, if your quality is like meh, then you're gonna be like a meh in the industry. And the money from
Yeah.
the industry is gonna be like meh. But
Yeah.
if you getting, and just don't get girls that look like, that's another thing. When you picking your girls, you want to get girls that look like people would say if they saw them in public. Oh shit! I want. Oh damn! Who is that? Oh, I want to fuck. Oh, just that's the ones you want to use. You know,
Hmm.
no matter what color, size, age, they have to be sexy. They have to
Yeah.
be the ones that, like, oh damn, oh damn, Doesn't matter age, color, size,
Hmm.
age, none of that. It
Hmm.
doesn't matter, but they have to be sexy. Like you said before, like, well, how
Yeah.
do you get the sexy? Then you pick the sexy models. You pick the
Yeah.
models that are sexy and fun and bubbly. You don't pick the ones that just came off the track that's angry and mad, smoking Newports and just fucking be like, I mean, that was cool too, depending on what you're shooting,
Hmm.
But if you're looking for something that's going to appeal to the majority, then you want to get somebody that looks like the magazine,
Yeah.
or somebody that's
Yeah.
in the grocery store that lights up amongst
Hmm.
every other female and person in the grocery store.
Hmm.
Like that's that person, and it's not like that's gonna be, because there's a lot there. That's the girl next door. That's the girl that just wants to start out. But whatever you
Hmm.
do, you just got to keep it up and up. You stay straight with that person, you find her, you stay straight with her, actually help
Hmm.
her. She's going to probably blow up faster than you. But whenever you need to shoot, boom, you got somebody to shoot with, and she always going to speak about you. So other models
Hmm.
going to see that, because she's going to work with other models, and she could tell them, word of mouth, boom, boom, boom. There you go.
Hmm.
The amateur train has begun.
Hmm.
And then once you build your content, good looking content, then you reach out to the big dogs.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how you supposed to do it. Because one thing I can sit here and say that I know you have a long list of girls that are begging to work with you because of the level of what you do.
Where they at? Where
Girls
they
that you
at? I
work
don't
with.
know where they at. Where they at? First, I want to know where the girls begging at. Your shit. Just come on, I'm ready. Ain't no need for
Shit,
begging. Just
because every time I look up, you get a tweet or retweet, Shaundam,
you know,
Shaundam. You know what
That's on. Yeah, where they at? That they on the Instagram. They on the social media. Pull up.
So how you pick your girls to shoot with? What criteria you use, other than their
Uh,
looks?
it just depends on that's it really. They just gotta be
Mm-hmm.
somebody that's sexy. Somebody that when they get in front of the camera, people gonna want to
Mm-hmm.
be with that person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cause I was looking at one of the pictures that you sent me. You took with Sophie Rose, and the look you gave in that motherfucker. I said he had that look in his face like, yeah, I'm about to tear this up, fellas.
Oh, Sophia Rose, that one. Uh-huh.
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh.
Yes, sir. Shouts out to her, man. I like because that's what I like about you. You work with BBWs, you work with white, you work with black, you work with everybody. You don't really discriminate. Period. And I think that really helped keep the brand and made you very popular, especially amongst fans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just sexy. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what it. So tell everybody where they can find you, sir.
1 second.
Okay, go ahead.
Woo.
I just got finished with one myself, brother. See, I told you smoke is over. Smoke.
My bad. I tried to sneak that in there while you was talking. Ooh. All right. My Twitter at Shaundam. That's SHAUNDAM. My Instagram at IG_Shaundam. That's IG_SHAUNDAM. Your two places right there. They keep you tight. Anything else I got going, you can find it all right there.
No doubt. You heard it. And I just want to say thank you for blessing me with this podcast episode.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Um, to have you because, like I said, to me, you're a legend.
Appreciate it.
Period. You one of the legends and stuff. And I definitely want to bring you back for later episodes so we can chop it up and tell these motherfuckers how they supposed to move in this business. See,
Mm-hmm.
this dude here, he's the example of what you should be as a male fucking talent. Y'all need to pay attention. Life is a learning experience. What's the point of experience? You didn't learn anything. Smoke this over. Thanks for coming through, bro.
All right, for sure.